welcome to the Scratticus Academy. We are back with some Urban Shadows today, which I'm so excited about. Before I pass over to our wonderful Lauren, please check out all the links coming up in chat now. That includes the Discord. There is a channel specifically for this game. We would love to hear what you think, or what you think is going to happen. If you've missed out on anything previously, you can head over to YouTube, where all of our games are in playlists where you can catch up over there. If you'd like to get into a viewer game, please drop Scrat a DM on Twitter, and you'll be immediately added to the list, and we will find a game for you. A huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Maychan Press. You can now get their Dark Matter in hardback copy in shops, and I love Dark Matter. I ran Argo last season, and if you love space and D&D, kind of squish them together, and that's what you get. Also, the Deck of Many Things. You would have seen their Humblewood campaign just before this game, and also the wonderful Hero Forge, who we're doing some more things with very, very soon, which I'm excited about. So keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, let's hop around and say hello to everyone. And we're going to start with Ravenheart. Oh, hi.
What's up? It's good to be back. I'm glad we decided to still go through it. I know some people are not feeling too well today, and I'm glad you guys are all here, though. Thank you so much for making time to play. I'm excited for day 2. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, and if we're doing introductions, yeah. Twitch.tv/Ravenheart.
Fab. Awesome. Thank you. And then we're going to hop down to is it Rio Master? I'm sorry, I ruin it every time. I always get it wrong.
I have heard Rio, honestly. Either one is acceptable at this point.
Okay.
It's fine. Either one. But yeah, so hello, Rio Masa and or John here. I'm on Twitter at ry0masa, and I do a couple of games. I'm gonna go over them later, I guess. I'm also sick. But I'm also stir crazy, so here we are. That's all I've got right now.
Such a mood. Wonderful, thank you. Then we're going to hop over and say hi to Mr. Loki. Oh, hi.
Oh, Joaquin here from Mexico. We had a wonderful cliffhanger last session, and I'm eager to see what happens in this second session. Thank you.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, the wonderful Laura. Oh, hi.
Hi, hello, I'm Lauren. I'm That Salty Ginger over on Twitter. I'm half of Salty Sweet Games here on Twitch with my best friend Kiana, where we run all sorts of fun RPGs and play video games. I'm gonna just post all our emotes because they're super cute and they all got approved and they're adorable. Hi. Anyway, I am your very kind and benevolent master of ceremonies, mistress of ceremonies, whatever you want to say. I don't kink shame. Tonight we are playing New Acadia Nights, set in my home city of New Acadia, based on New Orleans and the Buffyverse with a bit of Sin City light thrown in. We use the Urban Shadow system, and if you don't know what that is, I'm going to explain it very briefly. It uses the Powered by the Apocalypse engine for base mechanics. It's a political urban fantasy game in which my job as the MC is to make the city feel political and dark, keep the characters' lives out of control and evolving, and we all play to find up what happens. Take that, English. Last time, we had a tete-a-tete regarding patrons between two tainted. That means demons, not a weird thing. After which a rather clumsy waitress asked for Evelyn's assistance with a curse of some sort that seemed to be connected to a hotel and casino. But before she could even get started with that line of action, she received a phone call from her presumed missing patron. Nike, our scholar, dealt with a busy day, which included arms dealing to the Hunters Guild, the Crescent City Crusaders, and arcane acquisitions for a local witch named Una. Outside of their shop, Nike spied a shimmering specter that reminded him of a friend he'd lost long ago. Jose Juan was whisked across the city to the office of Manuel Ordonez, a prominent businessman and the most powerful wolf in town. He asked Jose Juan to track down the killer of his mother. Meanwhile, Briggs's semi-peaceful night was interrupted by Father Diaz's request that Briggs track down a missing girl from New Acadia East. Both Jose Juan and Briggs arrived at the Blue, a popular dive bar, to start their hunts when Briggs was prevented from entering by 3 punks who may or may not be vampires. They're vampires. And we're going to pick up there right after these song lyrics. Here we go. It's a hot night at the juke joint, and the band's pumping rhythm and blues. Gonna spill a little rock and roll blood tonight. Gonna make some front page news. It's a Southern point of honor. You gotta get right in on the action. You can hear the outlaws holler. Fight for the lady in black, and she's just 1 in a million. But she's all I need tonight, because she loves those wild-eyed Southern boys. So, to place everyone outside of the Blue, which is this really interesting place that is on the intersection of several neighborhoods. So it's always kind of been considered neutral ground. We'll have Jose Juan pulling up in the cab around the same time that Briggs has a decision to make. So these 3 kind of young-looking guys are in your way. They seem intent on preventing you from entering. They deny knowing anything about the missing girl, Rosa Luna. What do you do?
I think the last thing I said to them was some kind of very intimidating line that sounded very like oh, like something bad's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounded like almost like something out of a movie. Well, after that, like I'm sure that there's like a tense stare down afterward, correct?
Absolutely.
Well, after a long awkward pause, Briggs starts like chuckling and laughing, and he holds his chest just like giving the old man laugh, like that's a good line, ain't it? I heard it from a movie. You like that one?
They aren't sure how to react. The 2 kind of in the back look at their kind of de facto leader, who takes a moment but does eventually crack a smile. Yeah, sure, old timer. Yeah, some movie.
Yeah. So you like movies? Yeah, me too. So how about that beer?
All right. I want you to roll persuade an NPC.
Okay. Let me see. That's under.
It'll be under heart.
Heart. Persuade. I'm a roll.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Interesting. Let me just read something. On a hit, they do what you ask. Okay. They, especially this guy in the front, we're going to call him, what are we going to call him? Come up with a name for me. Don't make me do it. What's his name? What's his douchey name?
Landon.
Oh, God, yes. Okay, great. Love it. I love it. Cool. Right, literally writing Landon. Oh, okay.
I've never met a Landon I liked. Okay, I'm just gonna put that out there.
I've never met a Landon. No offense to any Landons.
Someone in chat. My name's Landon.
I am Landon. Okay. So Landon laughs, his buddies laugh, and he kind of moves aside from the door. Yeah, sure, I'll buy you that drink, old timer.
Well, ain't you something? Well, come on in. Let's go. And just Briggs is trying to kind of like put off that he's like a drunk old idiot walking down the street asking for free beers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I think with I think that has worked. He definitely seems to not be as on edge anymore with you. And he will go up to the bar with you and buy you a drink. The bartender's name is something I have written down. Stanley. Ah, yes, I remember why. Stanley is a very heavily tattooed man, but with very kindly eyes. A lot of people kind of know him as, I mean, the Blue is very well known at this particular intersection. No matter how divey it seems, it is a place that has a pretty good reputation.
Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Does Briggs recognize any of the tattoos, any of the symbols, maybe from a specific gang or specific sect or anything like that from around the city? Maybe any religious symbols, any faction symbols?
That's an interesting question. I like that question about Stanley.
Maybe I could roll to figure him out or something like that.
Yeah,
He probably has to talk.
Yeah.
Probably has to talk to me first, right?
No. Figure someone out is kind of a interesting role in that it's pretty much a meta question. Like, you can make it an in-character thing, but often it's just meta.
Okay, that's under mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go. Sweet.
Nice. So on a hit toll 2, and you get an extra one because he is in your faction, so you can ask 3 questions.
Okay. So we walk up. Is Landon still with me?
Yeah, Landon's sticking pretty close to you. As you walk in, I will say, with your senses and your experience, you notice that he's paying less attention to you and more attention to the rest of the bar. The rest of the bar seems like there are people there, but it's not as busy as it should be on a Saturday.
So I can ask the bartender 3 questions. Do I have to ask them right away, or can I maybe like skulk around a little bit? Maybe as long as I'm here, I can ask. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
And if you don't want to ask him directly, this is stuff I can just give to you.
All right. Well, I guess I'll come in and I'll be like, hey there, barkeep. Give me a cold one, will you? You got some pretty tough security out here. They didn't want to let an old man in.
He has generally a pretty jovial nature, like, despite like his bigness and his tattoos, but he gives Landon a nasty look and just then tries to cover it and smiles at you. Yeah, well, it's kind of a new addition around here. And you see Landon shoot him a look.
Okay, I want to see if I can get him to like maybe get Landon to piss off right here. Okay.
Mm.
Like, I've been to a lot of establishments around here, but never been treated like quite as rude as this young man. I'm just heel turning on Landon right now. It's like, man, I just wanted a drink. An old man like me, I guess my kind isn't welcome around here.
Landon kind of turns and looks at you dismissively because he's buying your kind of old drunk man act, and just like slaps down some cash, a good amount of cash, too much cash for like a beer, and like doesn't really wait. Kind of like walks away from the bar, is kind of looking around. A lot of people seem to have had similar kind of experiences to yours when trying to enter.
I see. Okay.
He walks a bit away though, if you wanted to.
Sweet. I'll turn that. Oh, hey there, barkeep. Why don't you pour me a cold one? Thanks, partner. Hey, so what's your name, barkeep?
Stanley. I am the owner and proprietor of this here establishment.
Well, I like the color. Color blue always did me well. But
Does
I'll tell you
me
what.
well too.
You get a lot of young kids around here, maybe trying to show you fake IDs.
He kind of looks over his shoulder at Landon. Yeah, sometimes, but it's not the kind of thing we usually let slide around here.
Yeah, I figured. Nah, you seem like you're running this establishment just fine there, Stanley. But tell you what, seen a girl that looks like this? No, I kind of just put the. I'm guessing that he's handing me the beer, but like I kind of like while I reach out to grab the beer, I kind of flip the photo out for him to look at for a second. Make sure Landon isn't freaking nosing in on this conversation.
When the photo comes out, when you say that again, Landon is back at your side like that. Stanley looks like he was about to respond. You see his mouth kind of drop a little, but when Landon comes back, he straightens up. Nine, never seen her. But there are a lot of kids come through here.
Kids? I don't care about no kids. I care about this beer. Grab the beer and I turn over. Like, how about you, Landon? You want a beer? And I dump the beer all over the front of him. Make it look like an accident. All over Landon. Oh, sorry about that, friend. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here, let me help you out. And I'm just trying to like pat him down, get a napkin or whatever, just pat him down. Just like being obnoxious.
He mutters, motherfucker, and kind of turns again to like wipe down his shirt. He seems to notice something outside the door you walked through. So it's kind of like saloon door-esque. They're a little taller, but he seems to have noticed something and is heading back out.
Okay. And I kind of wait for him to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about the mess, partner. I turn back to Stanley. So you were saying?
Stanley's got a big smile. I would have paid to see that. He takes
if you could just point me in a direction, partner, I'd be greatly appreciated.
He takes a bar napkin and takes a pen out from his pocket and scribbles down 3 words and then walks away from you to go serve someone else.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping he gave me another beer because I spilled the first one.
He did not, but it might occur to him in a minute.
Damn it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm like, thank you, partner. And then I reach down, grab it. I'll take one glance at it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can you write the words down for me?
Do you want me to just tell you, or do you want me to whisper them to you?
Yeah, you could whisper them to me.
Okay, sure. I'll put those in the Zoom chat. And I will head outside where Jose Juan has arrived. Jose Juan, the cab pulls up in front of this dive bar, the Blue. You see the saloon doors. You see 2 young-looking guys in leather jackets outside. And that's that.
Okay.
What do you do?
I head over to the driver and say, Señor, necesito un favor. I need a favor. Can you drop me down the street just a couple of, just a little bit further down the street? Is that okay? ¿Está bien?
Sure, whatever floats your boat.
If it floats the boat, yes. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll pull down the street a little.
Okay. And I get out. I pay. And start looking around. So I have pinpointed the bar Blue.
Yeah.
Is it you told that it's in an intersection. It's literally an intersection, different streets crossing around. It's like in the corner,
different
or
streets, and it's different neighborhoods. I have it written down. It's at the intersection of the French Quarter, Tremé, and the Marigny.
Okay. Does it seem to have back alleys or some streets around where you could actually...
It's kind of like in the middle on like neutral ground between these three areas, but there is a back.
Okay. I know I'm kind of new to the city. Do I know anything about this place?
Why don't you investigate a place of power with I don't know if it rolls with this, but just set it to mortality. That's in the middle of your sheet under factions. There's a drop down menu. You change that to mortality and then investigate a place of power.
Hold on. I got it.
Just call out what it is to me.
There you go.
What is it?
12?
Ooh, spicy rolls tonight. What is this? I don't like it. That just means I can hit harder. Okay.
What? No. Wait. No.
On a hit, you see below the surface to the reality underneath. On a 10 plus, you can ask the MC one question about the schemes and politics of the faction in question. So you're going to be able to ask me a question about this after I tell you. The blue is, so a couple things about it. While it itself is not magical, it being at the intersection of these various neighborhoods means it's also at the intersection of different factions. And this gives it not only it gives it what, like this neutral ground territory we're talking about.
So it is neutral.
Yes, it is completely neutral. It is owned by a mortal.
Okay.
And it has its neutrality has always been respected. But something is wrong, and you can kind of sense it in the air. Like, people are here who should not be here.
All right.
And you can ask me a question now about the place or the faction.
I would guess it would be about the faction.
Mm-hmm.
Is this, I guess it's a mortality faction. How much power do they have here? Can they really enforce neutrality, or?
No, they can't. Okay. It's always been respected because of where it falls and by the people who have previously been running the factions, but everything's kind of up in the air right now, and no one is overseeing it besides Stanley himself. Okay,
so things could go really wrong.
Yes.
All right, so I think I should be treading carefully here. Okay, I'll go on the other side of the street, all right? And I try to find a alley or something where I could get inside and just try to spy a little bit of the movement of what's happening outside the blue bar. What kind of people are coming in, what kind of activity they have. If it's a heavy night, there's a lot of movement or not.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on what you say to me, I'll think about my second action then.
Great. Are you out front? Are you observing out front or out back?
No, on the front.
Okay. You see those two guys out front seem to be talking to each other. You're across the street. Okay, I'm gonna hold off on that. It looks like it's a very slow night. And it's a Saturday night, and this place, it's not a ton of movement at all.
All right. do these two guys, do they look like bouncers? Like,
No.
they don't look like bouncers.
No.
All right.
They look like two guys who are just like hanging out outside.
Okay, fine.
But whenever, I will say, if you're there for, how long are you gonna observe?
Let's say 30 minutes or something.
30 minutes. Okay. You see another guy come out kind of covered in beer or something wet, and he talks to the two guys. He looks annoyed and kind of bored. But they stand out there, and after a while you see like someone pass looking like they're gonna come in, and you see these guys kind of intimidate them like into moving on.
Okay, so they are douchebags, basically.
Oh, totally. Huge douchebags.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right, so after watching a while, those 30 minutes or something, I'll try to get back into the alley. And I'll take out the scarf that Manuelito gave me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll try to use the Bloodhound trait. Get a good, try to smell it and try to pinpoint if that scent is around here somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know how old it is, but
Yeah.
I guess it depends on the roll, right?
Right. Can you read it out loud to me?
Hold on. Right. So the movie, it's called Bloodhound. This is from the Wolf playbook. And it's like, when you hunt someone, roll with blood. On a hit, you know exactly where to find them and can follow their scent until you do. On a +10, you take one forward against them. One forward is you got one on the next roll, or
on your next roll.
okay. And on a miss, someone unpleasant finds you first.
Man, I hope you miss.
No.
No, I know. I always root for my players. I'm my players' biggest fans.
Okay.
Roll.
So, is it good?
Yeah, it's good. Miss.
Okay. Partially succeeds.
Whatever. Okay. Cool. Okay. As you go around the back after 30 minutes, after you've been observing for 30 minutes, this is interesting with Briggs inside. I'm going to take this roll. I'm going to hop back inside to Briggs to see what he does over the next 30 minutes, because that will inform
That's fine.
where
Go
this
ahead.
set is. Okay, Briggs. So you gotten this message from Stanley. He seems reticent to talk to you after this. Like he'll serve you beer if you want to write something back, but he does not seem willing to talk to you much.
Okay. So like
You can still ask your questions though from earlier.
Yeah. Okay. So I get the feeling that I'm not gonna be able to have a like big conversation with him. So I just kind of like motion him to give me another beer.
He does.
And I'll just I'll kind of take my beer and walk.
Yeah.
I'll try to be a little. How big is the bar? It's not too big, is it right?
It doesn't have like a second floor. It does seem to have kind of another section to it. A little like, it's kind of in the form of like a shotgun house, but wider. So it's very long.
Okay, so I'm also going to be looking around for maybe the bathrooms, a back exit, if I can find it, and I can see them all from where I am.
You assume the bathrooms are down like the corridor. There may be other rooms back there, but you're not sure. You'd have to get up and look.
Okay, well, I'll get up with my beer and kind of stumble around, get through the crowd, and just try to get a good layout of the entire building, so I know I can maybe make my way out the back if things get hairy. Make my way to the bathroom if I gotta go there. I'm scanning the crowd, looking for familiar faces, maybe looking for if I see Rosa anywhere or anything like that, and maybe anybody who might be in her same age group. Or what was the description of the woman that she was last seen with? Wasn't she a fair-skinned blonde woman?
Strawberry blonde, big green eyes.
Okay, so I'm looking for anything like that while I'm kind of stumbling through the crowd and getting over to like a more isolated area to where maybe I can sit down and not like be completely out of sight of Landon. So in case he comes back to look for me, because I don't want to deal with those guys again unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
Next time I do, I don't want to have to blow their heads off. Basically, I don't want to have to kill anybody right now.
Yeah.
So
You
just
do
slowly
see
make it-
you see a back exit farther along. You see bathrooms. You see like a room that you don't know what it is. Could be storage, but you do hear voices. And also there's a guy hanging out pretty close by to it, I'd say, who kind of has a similar look to the guys out front.
Is there a bathroom out like with the by there? Or is the bathroom further away from there?
The bathroom's kind of, I think it's closer. Like you'd have to go farther down to get to this room.
Okay, well, I'm gonna kind of make my way over to that room, like looking like I'm stumbling around, stumbling and bumbling, maybe bumping into people. Oh, sorry about that. Old man. Okay, I don't see as well as I used to. I got the devil drink inside me. I get a little loose. You never know what could happen. Just start stumbling over closer to that door. And there's only that one guy. I'm not trying to be too loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the music is pretty loud, right?
Yeah.
Is there music? Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm kind of just like, I find a seat close, like I kind of stumble into a seat, maybe that's close to that, as close as possible to that door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just kind of, I'm trying to keep my ear over that way. Do I hear anything that may sound like, can I hear anything? Basically, do I have to roll something to investigate or?
No, I would say, with the music and everything, it's hard to tell. This guy looks like he's there for a reason. I mean, you can tell that. He doesn't look like he's just hanging out in front of a door. Like, he's obviously there to make sure nobody goes in. Mm-hmm. You do hear, I would say, sometimes very loud laughter. A woman's laughter.
Okay, I'm going to look out of the corner of my eye at this man standing in front of this door. Is he breathing?
No.
No. All right. Well, I guess I'll just sit here for a while and kind of wait to see what happens.
Okay. We're going to leave you two and float across the city. Nike, what are you getting up to? You have some time before midnight.
Nike is calling a friend.
Ooh, who are you calling?
Probably Evelyn, actually. Because Nike can't see magic shit at all. And knows someone who's a little handy with that kind of thing.
Absolutely. Evelyn, we'll say this is on your way home in terms of timeline. So, Evelyn, what's your ringtone? Have we talked about it?
We have. It was Swinging on a Star, Frank Sinatra.
Yes. Amazing.
And she's probably nervously fumbling for it, thinking it's someone else at first, and sort of takes a breath. Oh, and picks up. Hi. Not a great time, but then when is? How are you?
Not a great time into how are you? That seems a little conversational. Is it a bad time or not?
Isn't it always?
Depends on what you're looking for.
Depends who you're talking to.
Yeah, that's true. I have a thing I need some mildly more supernatural assistance than I can muster on my own in 3 hours. What are you up to tonight?
And there's a long pause, and you can hear sort of a break in her voice. I'm meeting a friend, an old friend. Why?
You could just say their name. It's not like I've not sold things to you for them before.
And again, she pauses. Don't make this more uncomfortable than it already is, Nick.
That's what I love, though. I'm sorry. Back to professionalism. So, what was your question again? I've lost it. I was distracted by the ways to think things of making it uncomfortable.
What do you want? You called me, remember?
Yeah, I want eyes on the ground of something that is very important. Requires a little bit more sight than I currently have.
Like what?
Magic and ghosts.
Are we talking specific or just in general? Because there's, I mean...
Specific and or potentially backstabby. I'm not really sure. It's a new client who happens to have the spirit of somebody important kicking around for no reason. I find that a bit more of a coincidence than I like.
It's always the backstabbing with you. Right, so who? Do I have a face? Do I have a name?
I can give you an address and a time.
Look, I'm not promising anything because at the moment, as I said, I have to go meet my friends that you know.
Yep.
And you know what happens if I don't meet that friend?
Well, I can give you another address and a time, and this one's for an auction, and this time maybe I'll give them first pick.
An auction? What kind of auction?
What kind of auctions do I run?
Well, I don't know. Auctions contain lots of things, especially when you are involved.
It's a great question. Well, maybe I'll throw in an open, perhaps a sneak peek at the inventory while I'm at it.
Sneak peek?
Maybe for you first, then your friend?
I'd do it at the same time.
Well, loyalty's nice. I can appreciate that.
It's rare. And she sort of like pauses. That doesn't sound directed at you, but it's almost like she's thinking of something.
Mm-hmm.
So I could get first look at some of these things.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
And other than getting a first look, what does this do for me?
First look as a fish hook. First buy if you come by and help me with my problem.
I'll think about it. A very long think about it. It's not a no. It's the usual.
Well, if you're not coming, give me an answer in like an hour. That means I have to make another call. And then Nike hangs up.
And she sort of looks at the phone and is like, always a delight, Nike. And puts the phone in her pocket. And probably hurries back to her. The nervous disposition sort of falls over her again. She doesn't quite stand so tall and picks up the pace.
What is Nike gonna do?
Nike is going to probably, at this point, is back in the car, but probably parks outside of the tea shop for a bit just to keep an eye on it, because like this is somebody he doesn't know particularly well.
Mm-hmm.
And as mentioned, and as previously mentioned, the fact that somebody very important has shown up at said tea shop randomly for no apparent reason that he can guess at, is not something he's particularly fond of, but also something he's going to have to look into.
Mm-hmm. How long do you wait outside the shop? Because it was like sunset-ish?
Mm-hmm. It's like sunset-ish, so Nike is probably there. I think Nike decides if he goes to see if he has any other business. If he does and it's unimportant, cancels it and reschedules or has someone else take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think probably if a couple hours go by and nothing interesting is happening, pops out to find like some kind of coffee or tea shop thing in the vicinity with a window facing it, and then goes and sits there for a bit. Specifically the tea shop that isn't the one he's going into.
Right. I think after the first hour that you're there,
Yeah.
Una walks out with a Go Cup, and they come over to your car, kind of knock on the window.
Oh, is that for me?
They nod through the glass.
Like he rolls the window down and goes, "How much is that?"
Oh, that's on the house. Just thought you might want some for your stakeout.
What kind of tea?
Oh, it's a special blend.
Whatever. And like reaches out and grabs it. Probably puts it on the cup holder and looks at Una if Una hasn't left yet.
You take sugar? You kind of look like an almond milk type fella.
No, you drink it straight first and then you adjust as necessary. What? You should know that. Come on.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, well, some folks shouldn't be drinking tea. Is there something else I can help you with? Because,
No, just wondering if you're going to wait out here like a creep all night.
and if I am.
That's fine.
Inaki like looks around at the car, looks at the Go Cup. Do you happen to have a chair in your tea shop? My legs are very cramped.
Sure.
Cool. And Nike like takes the Go Cup, gets out of the car,
Mm-hmm.
wraps on the driver window, and the car doesn't move, just stays there, and then like goes, and then it like moves past Una, turns around and goes, "So, am I leading the way, or are you?"
They hop up the steps and go inside.
So Nike, I think, goes in, finds the most comfortable chair possible, and sits down in it.
Mm-hmm. Do you drink the tea?
Not yet. I think Nike's just carrying it around for the moment.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
So what do you need, what is it you need wards for anyway? I mean, don't know if a tea shop is the kind of place that people would tend to march into.
Remember, like I said, it's bad vibes. Like your friend?
How bad is that vibe?
It's not so much that she has a bad vibe, it's kind of what her appearance represents.
Which is? And if you say bad vibes again, so help me.
A crack.
Are we talking reality, afterlife, space-time continuum, your sanity? Like, where are we at here?
Maybe a little bit of all of it.
Great. And then like he sort of like crosses his legs, takes a sip of the tea, and just sits there.
All right, all right, all right.
Mm-hmm.
They go about their business. Evelyn, you arrive at your home. Where do you live? What is your place like?
It's a small place, but it's very nice. It's very minimal with the odd sort of like everything in this house, this apartment, it's kind of like it's like the size of an apartment, but it's one of those skinny sort of houses, the 2-story houses where you have everything on the two. It's not very big. It's basically it's the perfect size for her. And it's got very few things in it, but nice things. So the clock on the wall is one she bought at auction. It's an old French clock from one of the it's huge on the wall. It's a large one from a tower from somewhere in the south of France, which from one of those churches that was falling to bits. Everything has something to it, right down to everything in the kitchen, even though she doesn't cook in it a lot. And she probably has that sort of nervousness, sort of flexing her fingers as she tries to bend her hands opening the door with the keys. She fumbles. She has a lot of keys on this ring. Doesn't actually know what all of them go to. They kind of came with the house in some ways, when you just get all those extra keys and half of them all do the same thing. But she will open the door, sort of poke her head in before actually stepping into her own home. And is like, hello? Sort of looking around these very whitewashed walls. And she's fixed these sort of old painted green shutters to the outside of her own windows that she's kind of praying her voice doesn't call back, but she will step inside.
Rather than a voice, you hear music playing. It's an old version of I Put a Spell on You. And it seems to be coming from your bedroom.
And she sort of hears it, looks towards the staircase with those sort of that wrought iron banister that she paid a lot of money to have put in, and takes off her jacket and just hangs it up, takes off her shoes, and it's okay, it's fine, like rolling her shoulders off, and just sort of sees her hand shaking and steadies it with the other one. So, I'm back, as she sort of starts walking up the stairs. It's a great tune as she heads towards her bedroom door.
Do you own lingerie?
Yes, she does.
What
Nice
color?
stuff. Normally all white.
That's perfect. Because when you walk in, your boss, Belle, is lying on your bed in your lingerie.
And she's looking at her like, you found it. Okay. Looks good on you.
They're kind of staring up at the ceiling as the music plays. You do see like an outfit on the ground that looks pretty dirty. Like, you also like see steam in the air from a bath, probably, or a shower. And they just look really spaced out. They're usually immaculate. Their hair is still wet, long, blonde. Their eyes are kind of, again, like this spaced out look. Very long fingernails still, but like a little ragged.
And she sort of walks over. First of all, she goes to the outfit on the floor that's very messy, sort of, it's half on the carpet, like that rug that is by her bed that she likes to swing her feet out onto and put on a soft rug in the morning so it doesn't hit the cold floorboard straight away, and she sort of flicks it off with her foot before looking over. She's like, what happened?
It's been a long couple of months.
It has. Where have you been?
What is today?
What, like the date or the day or the time?
Any of it?
Evening. Or getting to it. And is it like a midweek?
Saturday.
It is Saturday. That was it. And it's Saturday. You know, out on Earth. Yeah. Okay. Where do you know where you've been? There's people looking for you, obviously, but you know,
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I've just been lying low. Lowest I ever been, Evelyn.
And she looks over her again. I can see that. What is there a reason, or what you don't seem fully yourself, and this reason for laying low. And she sort of goes to sit down on the edge of the bed and then immediately stands back up again and sort of stands awkwardly by her chest of drawers.
You feel a tail come around your waist and kind of gently guide you back to sitting on the bed.
Which is what she was fearing. She's like, okay, yeah. So why have you been laying low?
What, you didn't hear? I thought everyone knew. I thought that's why they were all looking for me, Evie.
Then I'm a little out of the loop, as it were.
I think at this point you also notice, like, they look very drained.
Yeah, she's like mainly watching her eyes to try and see if they're slowing, like, they're not starting. She's like, are you feeling okay? Do you want something to eat? Like, I mean, there's
desperately want something to eat, Evelyn.
I can do that. I can sort that out. You just give me a second. And she sort of tries to tug away, hopefully to go to this teeny tiny kitchen, which is downstairs. She's like, can I go look in the fridge?
That's not the kind of food I'm interested in.
Oh, okay. Well,
you're safe. Stop squirming around.
We could order.
You're so squirrely.
I'm not squirrely. And then she sort of sits upright. What makes me squirrely?
You are darting around. It's your whole energy. I own part of your soul. I can feel it vibrating.
Well,
you pace. Your soul's a pacer.
I'm sorry about that. I will.
But I'm not gonna eat it. So
and you
calm
can
down.
See her physically relax a little bit more. That's good to know. Less squirreliness. Yeah, calm. I'm not a pacer. I don't have to be a pacer. And she's now like looking around for anything else, not like to find information, just not to look
right
like, directly in the eyes, but is still sort of looks towards her and is like, you hurt at all? Or you don't seem yourself.
I started feeling better a few days ago. Well, what month is it? It's February.
Yeah, she's like, I mean, the weather's cold. It affects people differently. It's February, it's chilly outside.
Oh, it's February. And at that point, she kind of like rises up without using her hands. It just kind of arches her back and sits up. Huh. Well, that explains that. Are you busy? Do I have you doing anything?
No, not yet. Not at the moment. I mean, I've been waiting for a call any day now, really. I was wondering, do you have any jobs for me? Anything?
I could use your assistance.
Okay. That's what I'm here for. I think.
Contracts.
Contracts, yes.
Call in some and get some more.
Right, okay. She reaches into that pocket on her shirt where she had that little metal notebook, that tiny little one, and that pen that's attached to the side she pushes out. It's like one of those old Art Deco ones. Definitely again bought at an auction. So, yes. Who, where, what, why, when?
You're good at loopholes, right?
as you know, it was my job really before.
Right. That's why we get along so well. I would like you to find me anyone who has lapsed on their side of the deal, even on technicality, and I would like you to bring them here.
To my house, or
Yeah, I'm gonna be staying with you.
okay, that's wonderful. Yeah. Well, you help yourself to clothes, and I will go and find those loopholes. And there is food in the fridge, but it's probably best to order in because I don't know how long that cheese has been in there.
All right.
And as always, you know where the wine is.
Yes. Thank you, Evie.
Anytime. And she sort of goes to leave and she's like, is there any one in particular you have in mind, or is it a matter of, beggars can't be choosers? You know what I mean?
Yeah, their eyes narrow when you say beggars.
Immediately she goes, you know what I mean? Is anyone, or is there someone specific you had in mind, or I could just go and
Come here, Evie.
and her hand starts to move awkwardly. It's like, okay. And she sort of walks back towards where she is. It's like, hands like ringing. Yeah.
The tail moves around the back of your neck and they pull you in closer.
Yeah, she tries to keep a smile on her face, and she's like, I forgot you did that.
Don't fuck me.
Evelyn. I wasn't planning to. I wouldn't do that.
If you do, I'll eat your heart out while you watch.
I know. I mean, I know that's why I'm here, and yeah. And she's still sort of holding. She's not pulling back, but she's trying to keep some form of posture. It's like, I'll go find those loopholes.
Great. She leans forward and kisses you on the cheek very briefly, and then falls back on your bed.
She sort of slowly rises up. She doesn't make a darted thing to her, but she slowly raises herself up, stands up straight. Call me if you need anything. And she'll back out of the room. She doesn't turn her back, but until that is, she's like, I'm just gonna pull the door. And like slowly doesn't close the door till it clicks, but pulls it to. And still upright, still very tense, walks down the stairs, doesn't say anything, puts on her coat, straightens it up, turns to the mirror in the hall, sort of redoes her hair, and buttons her shirt just one button higher. So, and she grabs her keys and leaves.
Great. I think that's a perfect spot to take a little break.
Fabulous.
Checked in with everyone and how they're doing, and everyone seems great so far. No stress. Nothing is stressful here. So yeah, we'll do that, and then we will be back soon.
Yes, everyone, go get a drink, go stretch, tell your pets you'll love them, and we'll be back in a moment.
Monk ass when we get back.
Hello and welcome back. What you missed? Have you missed anything? Yes. Raven is playing Reggie and Jose Juan are at the blue. Evelyn just had a very fun conversation in her own apartment with her patron. And Nike is having tea, totally innocent tea. Cool. So let's go back to the blue. So we'll say we're going to meet up timelines again. Nothing much happens in terms of traffic. I'll say Reggie within or without. At one point, Jose Juan, I'll say from outside, you see a long stretch limo pull around to the back, and the guys seem to take note of it and move off. Like they're heading at the back.
On the front.
Oh. Yes, Landon and his goons.
Okay.
Well, they're not his goons, but you know.
Right.
And inside,
any movement out the back door at that back door?
The guy by the door like checks his Apple Watch because you know why not, and gives a knock on the door that he's in front of, and then waits.
Okay. Okay.
No one immediately comes out.
Okay. Well, I still got a little bit of the beer left, so I'm just gonna kind of keep drinking, making sure Landon ain't gonna come back over there and check on me. Still gonna keep looking around to see if anybody new comes in. I'm just basically waiting to see if something's gonna happen at this door. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can get a glimpse inside of it. I want to see if anybody's gonna come inside. I want to see if I can see anybody on the inside. And if I wait, I'm basically waiting until the end of my beer, and then I'm gonna go and try to maybe talk to the bartender again. Maybe pass him a note. But until then, I'm just kind of looking around.
Yeah, I'll say two of the guys that you see out front, Jose Juan, go around the sides. Landon comes back in and seems to be headed towards you, Reggie, or toward this other person.
Okay. Was I able to pick up the scent from the scarf?
At this moment, no.
All right. I'll cross over the street and head through the alley to the back, back part of the establishment.
Yeah.
That's where I understand that the limo, I guess it's a limo, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I'll try to go there.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to put everybody in their positions. Reggie, you are in a chair where you have a good vantage point on the door. Landon has just come back to this other kind of, who seems like way more buff than Landon is. Like, that's this guy. Has come back to him and then gives another knock on the door. The two guys have gone around back. Jose Juan, you're going. How close are you getting?
I'll probably not get that close. If the people, like they drop them and catch me or get a glimpse of me, I'll probably try to, if there are some trash cans around there, I'll try to, start searching around it, like acting like I'm a homeless.
Okay. That will actually help cover your scent. So now the door opens. Out comes, there are two figures at first. A man and a woman. The woman has kind of a purplish hair. Really good job if it's a dye job. And the man has more like turquoise. They come out they look all smiles. And then behind them emerges a strawberry blonde woman with green eyes, tall, gorgeous. Something about her, I think, Reggie, like at least her physical carriage reminds you of like military.
Like a well-built woman. Like she could probably go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll kind of I'll get up and kind of like slowly make my way to like, I'm guessing that the bars, you said L shape, right? Like
it's kind of like a shotgun, but wider. So it's longer than it is wide.
Okay, so I'll kind of like stumble back over the bar and still kind of keep my eye on what's going on over there. And
they seem to be leaving out the back.
Okay. Well, I'll put my empty cup on the bar, and I put up the same piece of paper next to the cup, and it says, and there's a note, and I'm gonna write it.
Yeah, whisper it to me. Secrets for me. He looks down and looks back at you, and all he does is shrug. The three figures followed by Landon and the other guy exit through the back. Jose Juan, now you see this like party emerge. Through the trash, you do get a scent, but because that's where you are right now, I'm going to say it's hard to pinpoint who it's coming from. There are 5 figures that just walked out.
So
go ahead. Make a quick action real quick.
Of course.
Okay, so he doesn't know where they're going. I'm guessing I'm not going to get much more information from this bartender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of push my way back out to the front and kind of, I know where the door is in relation to the building. So I'm going to try to run out the front and around to the side as fast as I can.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm going to be like, I'm not going to catch up to Jose obviously right this moment, but like I'm running around the front. It's probably going to take me a few minutes. Okay.
Yeah, that's where you're moving. Got it.
The ball cap off, fedora back on.
Yeah. Awesome. Jose Juan, what do you do?
So I get to see the purplish hair woman, the turquoise haired man, this other woman, the blonde green eye one, and 2 thugs.
Yeah, basically 2 goons.
All right, and they get into the limo.
Yeah, that is what they're doing.
All right, so I'm not able to pinpoint the scent on any of them, but I know that the person I'm looking for is among at least those 2 females.
Well, yeah, Manuel did say that he believed it was a woman who killed his mother.
Right.
Although, when you see them get into the limo, you see a 3rd figure.
Oh, inside the limo. Okay. I'll try to pick up is there any car number, whatever?
Like a license?
Yeah,
you
license
can get
plate.
that.
Yes.
It's definitely a vanity plate.
Not
just something stupid.
Okay.
I'll think of it later.
All right. Why not? I'll try to approach, keep scavenging and moving around the different trash cans that are there. And I'll try to get a glimpse of the person that is inside the limo.
Okay. I think I want you to see how close you can get. I want you to roll mislead, distract, or trick. Which is probably what I should have made Reggie roll earlier, but it ended up working out.
All right. mislead, distract, or trick. That's with mind, right?
Uh-huh.
I have 0 there, so.
Damn, spicy rolls. I hate it. No, I love it. Who am I kidding? I love it. On a 10 plus, pick 3. You create an opportunity. You expose a weakness or flaw. You confuse them for some time. You avoid further entanglement. You get to pick 3 of those.
All right, I'll definitely. I will avoid further entanglement. That's 1.
Great.
All right, let's see. I expose a weakness or flaw.
Okay.
What can you offer me?
Well, let me think about it. What's your 3rd?
I'll probably take the I create an opportunity.
Yeah, so that's how you're going to see her.
Okay.
You expose a weakness or flaw. Are you focused on anyone in particular, or is this kind of...
I don't know, something that might give me an idea or where they come from or where they are going to. I don't know, they drop a card.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I like that. So you're kind of doing your act of scavenging, and at first Langdon and this other guy seem to be paying a lot of attention to you. One even like goes to approach you, but Langdon is obviously very dumb and stops him.
Okay.
And it's just like muttering like he's not a problem, things like that. And as they're kind of talking and not paying attention, you're able to kind of move to a position where you can more clearly see in the car, and you see a young Latina woman with wavy dark hair, big brown eyes, but she looks drugged or really sleepy. She looks real out of it. And everyone gets in the car.
Okay.
And the door closes. At this point, Reggie, you come around and you can kind of see the car starting to leave.
Okay, do I see Jose Juan like ducking behind the trash cans? Or is he well hidden?
I would say it's up to him, because I think you sniff out Reggie as he's familiar. So if you choose to reveal yourself to him, then you can.
Yeah, I'm like scavenging around the trash cans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really that hidden. So do I notice that someone is coming from behind?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I will say you do see the limo like pulling away, Reggie.
Okay.
So I'm too late.
I'll let him act if he has something to do. Otherwise, I'll just watch him and
it's not
go
like
back and see
speeding off.
Okay, well I'm like jogging up like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to see get the license plate at least. You know what I mean?
You can do that.
Okay, and I'm guessing it pulls away by the time I walk up, right?
Yeah, that sounds good. You suggested it. I say I'm gonna go with what you say.
It's
Yes.
just like damn, and I look over, and I'm like, who the hell are you?
I look at him. Leave the trash I was holding on it. Buenas noches, señor. Buenas noches.
I pull out my gun and I point it at him.
Jesus
Where'd
Christ.
they go? Where did they go?
I get very nervous. Like I start scratching and no, señor. No, señor. No me haga daño, señor, por favor.
English.
Very little English. Muy poquito.
All right. Where'd they go?
And I point towards the path that limo went.
No, you know more than that. What'd you see?
Can I try to figure him out, or?
Yeah, you can do figure someone out. Like You can do that against another person. It's not considered like PvP.
Oh yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. 8.
Okay, so you hold 2, and Briggs, you hold 1 on Jose Juan. So you can ask, Jose Juan can ask 2 questions, and Briggs can ask 1 question.
Okay.
Um,
Go ahead. You do one, I'll do one, then you can do another one.
Sure. I'll take first. What's your character beef with the limo?
Yeah, I'm trying to find someone that group of people just stole away with.
All right. Jose Juan is like he's not professional, so probably when you say that, he will make some verbal body language, non-verbal body language, like acknowledging, like, oh, startled. Okay, your pick.
Okay, I'll say, you don't work with them, do you?
No, señor. No, señor. No trabajo. No, señor.
Okay, I'll put my gun away then.
I relax. But I keep scratching.
Sorry about that, partner. I'm a little on edge tonight.
It's okay, señor. I know that these streets are very dangerous. You have no problem. Don't worry about me. I'm just a simple man here. Okay, simple man here. So, are you looking for someone? Maybe I can help.
I was looking for someone. I think I might be too late now. I'm looking for a girl named Rosa Luna. You seen her? Show him the picture.
So, Jose Juan, roll put a face to a name with mortality.
All right. There you go.
Ooh, I didn't want that. I'm not cruel.
Sorry.
On a miss, you don't know them or you owe them. It is more likely that you owe them than that you don't know them, because this is a neighborhood girl. That's
Okay.
Rosa Luna. She's been missing a few days, and I don't know, because yeah, okay, this is how this makes sense. The picture looks like the girl that you've seen, like vaguely, I'll say. So this is kind of like you don't know them. It's like on the border. The girl in the car looked older, looked messed up, not like this like bright-eyed photo. Looked way paler. Like, it does not look like the girl that you know. And I think at this point you kind of connect it.
All right, but I do know her. I mean, from the neighborhood.
Right.
All right.
So we're gonna say you owe her something. We can come up with that later, like a connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Rosa Luna? Okay. Sí, señor. Yo conozco. I know her. She's from the neighborhood. Yes. I think she has been missing for some time.
Okay, when he says that, can I roll can I do a counter, like figure him out now?
Yeah. Yep.
Because he says that, and that's like, okay, he must be from my neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, even though I never met him, so I do that in mind, right? All right, here we go.
She does look Latino, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn it.
Nice. He's on your.
Dude, I'm trying to help you.
You can't quite figure this guy out. He seems like super genuine and like not that he's hiding anything.
We're just two confused dudes in an alley.
Yes. Yes.
One's got a gun.
Yes.
One's
An old
rifling
man
through trash.
and a Latino confused in the back alley. That's right. That's it.
I will
That's the
also
scene.
say, Briggs, I'd like you to roll kind of a late, put a face to a name with wild.
Okay, let me see.
Don't do this to me.
Mortality, wild. Wait, hold on. Wild. face to a name. Here we go.
Oh no.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, Hit the Streets works. It's the same role.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No,
I pushed the
it
wrong
works. It's the same kind of deal.
one. I can do it again if you want me to.
Oh, sure, if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Damn it.
What was it?
Wait, that's the wrong one. Wait, which one is it? It's.
Put a face to a name.
I'm trying to do it. Is that right? Okay, I got
Yes.
it right that time.
Yeah, okay. So on 7 to 9. On a hit, you know their reputation. The GM will tell you what most people know about them. Most people with hunters. This is about the woman with purple hair and the man with turquoise hair. Because I think the kind of guy you are, you would have recognized them. They're one of the few fae that are left in New Acadia. Like a long time ago, that kind of movement from Arcadia to New Acadia stopped, and there are not a lot of fae in the city at all. Like, you could probably, there's probably a dozen or less, and these are two very powerful ones. They are, people assume they're siblings, like, they're definitely on the radar of, like, the Crescent City Crusaders. I can't believe I'm going with this. Both of their names are Corey, but they're spelled differently.
Is
Don't
the girl
ask me
spelled
why.
with a K and the guy spelled with a C? Is that
Yep.
the thing?
Mhm.
I think, God,
Korrri and Corri. It's funny.
Gotcha.
Corey and Corey.
That's what we're going with. Corey and Corey.
Okay, so now from what I know, from what Briggs knows,
Mm-hmm.
are the Fae affiliated with the vampires in the past?
Not that you know of, no.
So this is like a weird union that I can
Totally.
tell.
It is very weird.
Okay. Okay, so I can't ask him any questions since I failed the fifth and I
Correct.
figured him out. Okay. Can he ask me anything else since I failed?
No.
I think I can
Okay.
hold on you.
Okay.
Let me see what happens on a miss for the other person. Probably doesn't say. No questions. You can talk
but I
to
could-
each other though.
Yeah, I could talk to him obviously.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what are you doing out here anyway?
Lo siento, señor. I'm looking for food. And I put my little eyes, Latino eyes, like, have pity on me. But listen, listen, señor. The person you're looking for, I want to help with you. She's part of my neighborhood. I can help with you with anything you want.
Your neighborhood.
We're very united.
So you're from my neighborhood then.
This white man just called your neighborhood his neighborhood.
Okay. Yeah.
What they call it, the barrio or whatever. I don't know what we're
El
calling
barrio?
it.
Yes, that's my neighborhood. That's correct. Yes, el barrio. That's right.
Okay.
Who
The father.
who sent you? Who asked you to start looking for this little girl?
What was the father's name again?
Father Diaz.
Father Diaz sent me to look for this girl.
Oh, Father
She's been
Diaz.
missing.
Yes. Oh yes. I know Father Diaz. Very good man. Very good hombre. I can help you. This is important for my community. Yes.
Well, if you're gonna
vamos.
help me, do you got a car?
I just watch him and watch myself and my dirty T-shirt. Lo siento, señor. Do I look like I have a car?
Well, I thought I'd ask, because you said you wanted to help, and I don't know how the hell else you're gonna help, unless you could sniff them out somehow.
Well, I can try to look. I'll try to look around
that
in
too
the
meta?
streets
Is that
for.
too meta?
for
No, I loved it. That dance was like, yes.
No, I do not have a car, sir. But if you have any lead where they are going, I can try to dig out rumors in the neighborhood, in the barrio. Maybe that can help. You know, this person is also important for us here in the barrio. So finding her, it will bring back joy to the people. And Padre Diaz is a very good person. So if he got hold on you, you must be a good person too. Yes.
I'm gonna pause for a second and look down at this and stand up a little bit straighter so he could see like what kind of a man I'm dealing with, like he's dealing with, and kind of let my coat Briggs lets his coat like kind of furl down. So if Jose Juan can get a good look at him, so he could probably see the gun on the inside of the holster and see that like this man is a hunter. Like Briggs is a hunter, and he get the most serious look on his face. He steps a little bit closer. He probably towers over him, right? Like probably like 6-7 inches taller than him.
Sure.
He's like, "You ever killed a man, boy?"
No, señor.
Well, if you want to help me, you might end up doing some killing tonight. You okay with that?
Muchísimo, señor. That's a tough question for.
I'm just messing with you. What's your name, boy?
My name is Jose Juan, señor.
Jose Juan.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna make a phone call, Jose Juan.
Sí,
Pull
señor.
out my little Nokia brick, my old thing.
Mm-hmm.
Go through the contacts.
I have one too. And I show him my cell phone.
I'm looking up Nike.
Awesome. Yes. Please call Nike.
Oh no. Okay.
Right now. Ring, ring, ringtone.
Oh man, what? Nike probably has a ringtone
For Briggs.
for Briggs.
I thought you said it last time, but I forgot. It was like something like kind of funny.
Did you call me? I don't remember.
No, I didn't call you the
I don't
last
think
time.
No.
You made a joke about it, I think.
I don't remember. I don't remember what it is. I've decided that since I don't remember what it is, I'm going with like Bon Jovi's "Dead or Alive" because
Yes.
that's just the kind of like it's like
I
yeah,
love it.
okay, I know who that is definitely.
Just the guitar at the beginning. Do 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 do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I guess if Nike is, I think at this point has been pretending to drink tea, and hasn't actually been drinking any of the tea. But when he gets a phone call when that goes off obnoxiously in the shop,
Especially this time of night, because Briggs don't make no phone calls this late normally.
yeah,
If he's gonna call you, he's gonna call you in the morning. He's an old man.
Nike looks is just like, and then picks up. So this is different.
I ain't here for chit chat, Nike. I need a ride now. You got one for me?
You need a
I need a car.
Briggs, I last time I offered to buy you a car. You remember that when you were like, no, I don't need it. I'm perfectly fine walking everywhere.
I told you if you wanted to find me parts for the one I was building, but you said you couldn't find nothing on an old piece of crap.
Anyway, point is, yeah, I have a car. What do you need a card for now?
I need to find this, and I reach in and I fumble around trying to text him something like. It takes me like 2 minutes to text him the number to the.
There's a brief pause in the cinematics where Nike is on elevator waiting music, just sitting there waiting for a text inevitably.
He's like, oh yeah, here. Oh no. And he's doing the old man mumble. And he gets the license plate in there. I'm looking for a limo with this license plate. I'm over at the Blue. Send me a car and send me a text when it's here.
And Nike looks at the license plate and says, so do you want me to find this license plate and send you a car now so you can sit into it and go take a nice little tip of the city while you're waiting? Or do you want me to find it, let you know, and then find out where you are and send a car there?
I'll tell you what, you do both those things for me, I'll make sure you get double your monthly quota from me. Briggs has a lot of money back at his safe house, by the way, from all his years
Actually-
of hunting.
You know, since this is a favor, how about you repay it with a favor?
Depends on what you're asking. I'm already doing someone a favor. I'm all tabbed out on favors tonight.
Well, you're asking a favor from me, so clearly you're not tabbed out as you think you are. I have, there's a thing going on, and I'd like to have someone with a capable gun in case, and then he like leans over at Una, in case someone stabs me in the back, and then walks, and then leans back in.
Well, you know I'm retired, but
I don't need you to like, and don't get me wrong, I don't want you to kill anybody. I would just like the shotgun trained on things that are scary and particularly not conducive to my health, let's say.
well, I'll tell you what, I'm looking for somebody, and if I find him, if I finish my business, I'll head on right over there to help you out. We got a deal?
Well, and how about you come over now and I'll get to work on that license plate.
All right, come pick us up. I say us. So.
I'm sorry, did you need a car? Did you need a car for two? This isn't a fucking Uber.
Well, you're gonna send me a one-seater over Nike?
I could, just to be an asshole, but do you need a two-seater?
Send the fucking car, Nike. Hang up.
And Nike is like, pleasure to meet you too, Briggs, and then hangs up the phone.
All right, Jose Juan, you're riding with me.
That's me. Everything okay, senor?
Everything's fine. You're riding with me. Let's go.
I look at his face, and is he like? I can imagine that he's like obfuscated and frustrated and all red, and it's like, oh my god, this old man would probably drop dead any second now. But okay, I should not mess with this dude.
He doesn't look sickly, but he's pissed off. All right, he stomps out of the alleyway, lights up a cigarette. You smoke.
No, señor.
That's good. You shouldn't get on it. It's a bad habit. A lot of bad habits in this world, Jose Juan, and you should avoid all of them. It's a young night, and we're just getting started.
I just look around like, to whom he's talking to, but he likes. Si, señor.
Okay, we're just waiting for the car.
Yep. Okay. So, Nike, what? You still have. I mean, we'll say it's like getting later, but it's still a bit of a ways off. What are you doing from your kind of impromptu office?
Well, Nike has definitely texted the car outside to go get Briggs.
Okay.
Jose Juan, and has been.
What's your driver's name?
My driver's name is Colton.
Colton.
Yeah.
Driver. Okay.
Yeah. And,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so him?
Yep.
Okay. He is on his way to do that. Are you looking into this license plate thing?
Yeah, I think Nike is going to call.
This might be a good time to do hit the streets, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Spice.
That's a good plan. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And that's mortality?
Or I would say I'll take either mortality or power. It'll change who the person is, but
sure. Let's do mortality then.
Okay.
Um,
Awesome.
Cool.
That's great. Yeah. Boom. Easy. On hit, they're available and have the stuff. Okay. So we'll say you call Vivian.
The DMV. Okay.
You call Vivian. Vivian is kind of a tech wizard. Basically a hacker. Not a nerd, I'm a hacker. So she answers, what do you want? Busy. Talk fast. Why are you not talking? I'm talking. Talk.
Vivian, because you're talking over me, Vivian.
Sorry. What? Please talk.
Do you want me to talk, or are we just going to do
I
this
want
for
you to
5
talk,
minutes?
but I want you to interrupt me. Thanks.
Okay, well, I need you to track a license plate.
Okay, what is it?
Can I text this to you, or are you using an office phone? How does this work?
Just read it.
And then, it just reads off the license plate.
Okay. Is this anything interesting? Is this something fun? Is this something fun that I'm not part of right now and I would really like to be?
What are you doing right now, anyways?
You don't want to know.
Yes, I do.
Would make you complicit. You can't know.
Okay, well, that's different from I don't want to know, because if someone tells me I don't want to know, then I absolutely do want to know.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm going to go with it's probably fun.
Ooh, I like fun. Okay, I'll have it to you later tonight once I'm done with this stuff.
Do you like time?
What?
Like ETA?
Oh, God, why didn't you just say that? I don't know, like midnight-ish. I'm doing like 5 things. Do you realize I'm doing like 5 things right now?
You're always doing 5 things.
And they're like classic movie hacker.
I mean, it's a license plate. You have probably 3 screens, and you're always doing 5 things at once. Like, you just get on it. No.
I have a very long list.
Okay. How much do I have to pay you to pump it up on the list?
I don't want money. I want something fun to do.
Like what?
I don't know. Be creative. Till then, it's at the bottom. Love you. Bye. Have it to you by midnight. I just fell in love.
And Nike.
Too.
Nike looks at his phone, rolls his eyes, and then just texts to Vivian. Well, obviously, since you're busy, I guess you don't want to try and track down one of my best friends, and then just leave and dot space, and then and says, I think maybe this one's going to be a little hard for you to find, and then walks and then just texts it, and just puts the phone down and goes back to not sipping the tea.
You immediately you put it down and it immediately buzzes and it just says bullshit.
And Nike's like, I don't know. They vanished pretty hard.
A couple minutes go by.
Uh-huh.
Name comes back.
Yep. And Nike texts a name to them, which I will send to you.
Cool.
Okay. And then, yeah.
After you text Vivian, she responds back, okay, 11.
And Nike just does thanks tilde heart emoji, and then just puts the phone down again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's happening. Evelyn. What's up, girl? What you doing? How you going about this?
Walking fast away from her own home.
Sure.
She does look back a couple of times, towards the windows. It's not like a obvious look back. She's just trying to see if she's being watched at all. And she's trying to just get out of line of sight of her home itself.
Yeah.
And taking a couple of deep breaths and then thinking on what Nike offered. and wondering if she could find anyone there. Kill two birds with one stone kind of thing. And she sends him a quick text message, and it's just literally just saying, previews please. She wants to see what's at the auction.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Nike, amidst all this conversation with Vivian, you get this text from Evelyn. Evelyn, are you going to the address that he said you sent her the address, right?
Did you say
Well, I was waiting for Evelyn to say yes before I sent an address, so
Gotcha.
I haven't yet.
I think she's sort of half waiting to see what's at the auction. She's kind of decided she's gonna go, but she wants to stick to her normal routine of show me what's gonna be there first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great question. What is gonna be? I don't know how to declare that. Can I just say things?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great. I love that actually. Yes.
Cool. So I think Nike has specifically it's specifically like an auction of, you know how museums have like theme exhibits and things? This is like 2000 BC to 1500 AD themed demonology, and it's just like a bunch of probably utter garbage, but somewhere in there is something that's probably useful to Evelyn, and like he has like sort of thrown the whole list in, but hasn't marked down which ones are like
Legit.
like history pieces with no actual magic and actual magic.
What's the era again?
I made up a time. I don't.
I love. Yeah, say it again so I can write it down and then.
1000 BC to 1500 AD. I think.
Long period of time.
Well, I mean, it mostly it is I think Nike has like 2 pieces from any time before like 1200, and then the rest of it is like 500 years of garbage, like because right around the time where people were really like looking into it from a medieval point, there was a lot of people writing about it without particularly necessarily any expertise.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
love it. Okay, sweet. So, are you gonna send her Una's address?
Nike sends the inventory list, waits like a brief 30 seconds, and says, and then texts, "You in?"
There's a moment where she's sort of going through all of it. She is very much aware of antiques. She's not like a specialist, but she knows a fake probably when she actually sees it. And so she's going through, and they all seem interesting because the other thing is, if it's pretty, she likes it as well half the time. Or if she thinks she can take it and persuade someone else with it, even if it's fake, then she will take it.
Yeah.
So she scrolls through and looks and messages back just yes, send at first, and then send me details of exactly what you want me to do.
And like he just sends the address and then just like sends the address, sends as soon as you can, preferably before 11, and then says, "Look with your special eyes," winky emoji, and that's it.
You get don't call them that. And just like a full stop and a send.
Nike sends like special eyes with like a lot of E's, and then that's it.
Blocks number. No, she doesn't. She'll probably get the address and just start heading. Is it like walking distance or is it cooler? Kind of?
Depends where you live. Do you live uptown? Do you think?
Yeah, she lives in a pretty nice place. The only reason she took this job is so that she could have nice things and look after her family. So
yeah, I mean it's an expensive part of town too. Yeah, within walking distance. You've probably heard of it or passed it before. Basic Witch Tea Shop.
Mm-hmm. And she's probably walked past the window and looked in at least, I would say, at this place, because she likes just window shopping. So she'll start heading towards the shop, for sure, trying to straighten up, and as she walks, it's like her confidence starts coming back as she's now focusing completely on something different.
Okay, we'll say that you arrive. It's definitely getting later on now, with what everybody's been doing. And you can walk on in, the lights are on.
Yeah, she'll push the door open and she'll walk in, and if there's anything on the walls, if there's anything sort of fancy just on the tables, she starts looking at them, picking them up.
Yeah, there tend to be lots of crystals around, lots of herbs. I think as you approach, as you're entering, I think I'd like you to roll Keep Your Cool, because you feel like something putting up resistance to you entering.
Okay, hang on, let me just keep my cool again. There we go.
Okay.
Partial success.
On a 7 to 9, the MC will tell you what it's going to cost you. Okay. So as you like cross the threshold, basically you feel like all the air is like gone. Like the air feels very dry, and it's like you can't get a good breath. What is Evelyn kind of worried might happen in this moment?
There's a nervousness at the back of her head that by seeing her patron, it's thrown off her awareness, that she's not as alert as she was, and she's immediately gone in and trusted Nike just because it was something to get out of the headspace she was in, and she's almost kicking herself going, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You never do this.
In order to kind of regain your composure, I need you to say aloud your full name.
She just half whispers, but it's half through like a gasp as well, as she says, Evelyn Rose Romero, and sort of half coughs out the last of it. She's trying to keep it subtle, but with the gasp, you can almost hear like that wheeze at the beginning as she breathes in.
As you spit that out, the sensation stops, and this figure behind the counter, you see Nike in a chair to one side, but the figure behind the counter with tattoos, kind of very shortly cropped white hair, kind of smiles and says, nice to meet you, Evelyn Romero. What are you? You like a demon, a fae? What are we looking at?
And she just sort of gives a bit of a smile. We prefer tainted.
Right. Well,
she does shoot Nike a look,
mm-hmm.
but
Nike looks up from
smile.
Nike looks up when the conversation happened and is just like, well, I didn't have to do anything, and then goes back to like looking at his phone.
Nice to meet you, Evelyn Rose Romero. Welcome to my tea shop.
Thank you for having me. And she sort of looks around again. Are there like teacups everywhere? Are there things like that? Like what?
Mm-hmm. It looks like a very kind of high, like not that the china is high end, but like the kind of tea is. It all looks a bit custom. The rocks aren't like the crystals aren't the kind of typical fair. A lot of them look rarer and roughly cut and not like done into like little hearts or anything like that.
She sort of looks around And you see her smile. She likes places like this, mainly just because it feels nice. She likes tea. So you could see her nose twitch as she smells the different blends. And not quite looking at it. There's some good tea here.
Thank you. I like to think so too. This one's just been sipping, which I find rude personally.
And she looks over at Nike. It is rude.
Do y'all just drink things randomly given to you by strangers? That just seems like a recipe for disaster. And you just keeps.
Would you sip it or you just drink it? Either way, if it was poisoned, you'd be poisoned already.
That's why I really haven't been drinking it.
Una walks over to you and takes the cold tea and chugs it.
Well,
My preferred way of drinking tea, but just to make sure we're all on the same page.
as far as I was concerned, we hadn't even opened up the book yet, but okay.
So, Evelyn Rose Romero, how can I?
Ooh, I feel like Mikey perks up when he hears his middle name because that's not something I think Evelyn's ever told him. But doesn't say anything so far.
He sort of, she pauses and is like, well, I was invited here by your friend. The one who doesn't like the tea.
I like tea plenty.
Well, this good stuff is obviously wasted on you.
Good stuff from strangers, maybe. No good deed goes unpunished, as you sure well know.
I can smell the good taste in it. Okay.
So, is this turning into a party? You inviting some more friends into my abode?
I mean, it is a store. Are we closed?
Oh yeah, we've been closed for a while.
Oops. And then he says, oh, so yeah, like 2 more people probably.
We gonna wait for him, or are we gonna get started? Takes a bit of time to prep.
How far away is Colton and Briggs and Jose?
I'd say the car's just getting there. They were in a very different part of town.
Gotcha. And Nike looks at his watch, looks at his phone, and goes, we are waiting now. And then walks over to the door and opens it as the car pulls up to the curb.
I think Evelyn will take a step back, not to not be seen, but just to let people in.
We'll say as Jose Juan and Briggs have been picked up by Colton. Is that what we said? Yes, nailed it. You both can step out of the car. Colton wasn't very chatty. Played some music. Did you talk about anything on the way here?
Yeah, can we do a quick synopsis of the ride over? Because I imagine
yes.
I imagine that Briggs wasn't even giving a crap about asking or talking to the driver. The driver, he knows by the way, Briggs would sit in the front seat, not the back seat.
Okay.
He'd sit in the passenger seat in the front, and of course Jose Juan would sit in the back. Right in the middle between the first two seats, kind of like
totally
that scene of Pulp Fiction, except he doesn't get his brains blown out. You know what I mean?
Fingers crossed.
It's like, oh my god, I shot Jose Juan in the face. No.
No.
I basically I think Briggs would basically be asking Jose Juan some questions. I guess we could role play that out if you want.
Absolutely,
to do that,
yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so as we're driving through, well, the first thing Briggs is doing, he's basically are we going in the same general direction that the
limo went in?
The limo took off in, or
yeah, you're
so
way
I'm
behind.
wondering,
generally,
I'm wondering where the hell Nike is. See, that's what I'm wondering, because I'm wondering how much Briggs is worried about, how much time he's wasting. You know what I mean? Going and doing this.
Yeah.
Because if the limo is going out of town or going way far away, he doesn't want to.
It definitely, with the time it took Colton to get here, it's long gone.
That sucks. Okay. Well,
you are going in
Jose,
the same general direction it was, but there's a lot of options.
All right. Well, as always, Briggs is looking in the rearview mirror, making sure we're not followed, making sure no one's got an eye on the car or anything like that, as best he can. And he's asking Jose Juan a few questions, Okay, so I guess we'll say. So how long you been living in New Acadia, Jose Juan?
Not much, senor. Not much. About like 5 months or something like that. Yes, 5 months.
You came
Si,
from
senor.
Mexico?
How do you know, senor?
Well, it's just my best guess.
You're very good, senor.
I see that shirt
good.
I see that shirt you're wearing.
Yes,
Doesn't he wear the Mexican soccer team shirt?
And the cap also. Yeah.
The shirt was a dead giveaway.
Oh, you are very perceptive, senor. Very nice, very nice. Yes. Senor, what is your name, senor? I was not able to catch it.
The name's Reginald Briggs. You call me Briggs.
Senor Briggs, yes.
No,
Very nice
just
meeting you,
Briggs,
Senor Briggs.
not Senor Briggs, just Briggs.
Si, senor.
Just
Senor
Briggs. Just Briggs.
The Briggs, yes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. Can I just call you? What do you prefer? Jose Juan? Jose Juan? Is it Juan Jose? What do you prefer?
Jose Juan is good, senor. Thank you.
Jose Juan. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So where are we going, senor?
We're gonna meet a friend of mine. Hopefully, it won't take too long.
Okay.
He's one of them information brokers. You know the type. He's always got a suit on. He's looking. He's always looking like he don't want to be wherever he is. You know the type. Maybe you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't know.
Jose Juan just put the face like, "Si, señor." He's not
Whatever
sure
you
what
do,
you're talking about, but
I'm just gonna tell you this: whenever we get there, don't talk unless somebody asks you a question. That's probably your best bet, friend. That's probably your best bet.
Briggs. Si, señor.
Just Briggs. Just Briggs.
Oh, right. Si, Briggs.
Hopefully, we'll stay out of some trouble tonight and find that girl, and then that's it, I guess.
Jose Juan is getting a little bit nervous. He's not sure what's going on. Where are we going? But he's just going along with the trip.
So I would say Briggs is probably a little suspicious of Jose Juan at this point, like just naturally, just like suspicious as in like, how the hell did he end up here? You know what I mean? Like, why is he looking for this girl? Why does he want to help me? Briggs probably he probably doesn't have any like, he probably, the way he eyes up Jose Juan, he probably knows that there's probably more to him than meets the eye, but he still doesn't feel any threat from him. You know, there's no threat, he doesn't feel any threat towards him. He senses that he's friendly.
Oh, I'm no threat. That's for sure.
But he is suspicious.
When you try to, a couple of times that you look on the mirror, like the rear mirror, like try to look if we're being followed or something. Jose Juan put and start talking to you, like try to put space between you and the back part of the car, and like try to open a little bit more conversation.
I can see Briggs being a little annoyed, just like, making old man noises,
So you know, Padre, he asked for your help, yes?
Yeah.
Are you
It's kind of his thing.
Are you a very devout person? Yes?
Well, no. I wouldn't consider myself a very religious person, but I owe the Father a great bit of debt. See,
I see. Yes.
You see, I used to be part of the Hunters Guild long time ago, and well, I stay up when I stay in the barrio, I stay there to protect the neighborhood, but the neighborhood protects me as well. You know what I'm talking about, Jose Juan?
Yes, Senor Briggs. Do I know anything about the guild, the Hunters Guild?
I'm sure anybody on the street might know if I've heard of them and knows about them.
I think
right?
With Jose Juan being so new, maybe you've heard something from Manuel in passing, like people to not fuck with.
Okay, so no good things, but not not bad things either.
Yeah.
It's like don't mess around with them.
Yeah.
Okay. When you mentioned that, Briggs, probably Jose Juan gets a little bit more nervous and gets back to he sits straight back on the car, like, oh, okay, yes. Are we there yet?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's the kind of question I can answer. As you pull up, Colton, the driver, slams on the brakes pretty suddenly, and you see his eyes kind of fog over.
What's the holdup?
Sorry. And he looks over his shoulder back at Jose Juan and then back at Briggs. No problem at all. And he seems to kind of regain his composure and wait for you to get out.
Are we here?
He nods and kind of gestures, and you see Basic Witch Tea Shop with the lights on.
I'll look over at him, and I guess I'll try to figure him out, like, or something. I guess
if
I
you'd
could
like
do that, right?
to. Yeah, if you want. I don't know.
I just want to like give a quick little like look over just to see like what the hell is wrong with
I
this
would
dude.
think you probably like know generally who he is, but like have never really paid much attention.
Yeah, I've probably been in his car before, you know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
I'm sure he's asked Nike for rides here and there, like not all the time, but like sometimes. All right, so I want to figure him out. So this one?
Mm-hmm. All right, so he is in your, no, he's not in your faction actually. So hold 2. You can ask 2 questions.
You feeling all right, partner?
Yeah, it's just been a long day. He seems kind of not like super conversational. He seems like he almost looks like he's just been embarrassed. And he's trying to kind of like extricate himself from this conversation.
So what's this place?
It appears to be a tea parlor. I have not gone inside myself.
Don't drive too far away, and then we get out. Thanks for the ride. Come on, Jose Juan.
I get out and I pay the driver, like, gracias, señor. And
you like lean forward to pay him?
Yes, and I give him money.
Okay, so as you reach out, Briggs is out. As you reach out to like pay him from the back, he kind of holds your hand.
Who?
The driver.
Colton. Oh, okay.
He like holds you there for a second.
All right.
And he just says, "The moon's out."
Ay, cabrón. Okay. And I thank him. Gracias, señor. I completely forgot about that.
No idea how he would know.
Keep the change, señor. And I get out very nervous.
Uh-huh.
Very nervous.
Do we want to do like a roll to see?
Sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I think part of the features I pick up, which doesn't actually help me out, but I think that, unlike normal werewolves, I do transform every night, not just during full moon.
Yeah.
But I can resist. I can try to resist.
Yeah. Let's try to resist.
What do I need to roll?
I believe it. My guess is it's let it out.
Let it out?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. All right.
All right. Love to see it. You love to see it.
Okay.
So on a hit, choose one and mark corruption. On a 10+, ignore the corruption or choose another. Mm-hmm. So I think you wanted one thing I think the most appropriate thing here is, and tell me if you agree or not, is take definite hold of something vulnerable or exposed. to kind of stop yourself. I would also take extend your senses, supernatural or otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? Probably when I get out, the stereotypical scene with the moon.
Yeah, the
and
clouds clear.
The clouds
Uh-huh.
over the city, and I start like feeling a little bit nervous. My body starts to respond. I'm able to hold it up, but I will probably act a very different way now that Jose Juan is trying to resist the urge.
Yeah.
But he's trapped right in the middle, so he might be able to have increased smell, eyesight, or whatever. But he's like, he'll probably not speak that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be like trying to restrain himself.
Yeah.
And even like sweating and all that kind of stuff.
So, can I roll anything to maybe notice any of this? Because I think Briggs is a little annoyed at this point, like just trying to get to where he's going. You know what I mean? So he might look back though if Jose Juan is like stopped there, like going, and like he might look back and be like, so.
So Jose Juan mark corruption and. Oh no, sorry, you can ignore the corruption. Never
because
mind.
I got more than 10, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Briggs, you could roll let it out.
I could roll like okay. And that's under, let me see.
Spirit.
All right, here we go. Now.
Okay, so mark the corruption. He looks nervous. He looks out of his element. But nothing kind of, you're preoccupied with all this other crap going on and you're not really focused on like the traits that he's showing.
I'm looking at him, I'm like just kind of like, what are you, car sick? Let's go.
I'm rubbing my stomach. Oh, Taco Bell, señor. Very bad Taco Bell.
You shouldn't eat that stuff.
I know, Señor Briggs, I know. And I just go with him. I'll try to restrain as much as I can.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the two of you are able to enter the Basic Witch tea shop.
I'm guessing Nike's like right there waiting for us, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Nike
come in.
and Evelyn, who I think Jose Juan knows, but Briggs does not.
So I'm just gonna say this: how is everyone gonna react to see this big ass old hunter with a giant black fedora and his little Mexican buddy in the back walking into their tea shop? Like how are they gonna react to this?
Evelyn has a very plain face on at first, and she looks to the door as it comes in, and a smile comes on her face when she sees Jose and walks over, sort of, excuse me, and sort of pushes past you and holds her hands out. It's like, my friend, it's been so long.
Oh, Señorita Evelyn.
And like
what
she
are you doing here?
If I'm honest, she sort of takes his hands and then like face changes, looking at Nike. I don't know.
So Nike is there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. No, like Nike is absolutely like saw Briggs walk in the door, was like,
okay,
hi, like you extra whatever the fuck this is. And then I think I don't know if Jose gets distracted by Evelyn before like he notices Nike, because if he does, this is
so.
Yeah. If not, Nike like sees Jose and is like, and walks to the like back where he was sitting in the little office desk area.
Okay.
Like Evelyn won't let go of Jose's sort of arm and hand at first, and we'll look at Briggs, sort of look him up and down. And I think, would it be from the demeanor, I would have known who this is. I may not have met, but
put a face to a name with mortality.
Yeah.
And Briggs, you can put a face to a name with wild if you want. And every time you make one of these, like put a face to a name or whatever, make sure you mark the faction that you roll with.
Oh, hang on. I did not.
Was that with wild?
It was not.
I didn't think so.
I should do that with my other roll too.
Nice. Ooh.
Whoa.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, so Evelyn. On a 10 plus, you've dealt with them before, learned something interesting and useful about them, or they owe you a debt. I think you'll probably know something interesting and useful since we established that you don't know each other.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I think the look tells a lot, and because she's a people watcher as well. I think she would have seen him around.
Yeah.
And she sort of looks him up and down at the moment. At first, lets go of Jose and walks over, puts a hand out. You must be Briggs.
Reginald Briggs. That's right. And you are. Shakes her hand, kind of like. She probably has a really tiny hand compared to his, so it's kind of like
his little tiny hand. And she's like, and she holds his hand a little bit tighter to let him know that he can't. She's not quite as delicate as he's holding her hand.
Yeah, his hand feels like it's made out of rock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when.
It's very nice to meet you. I am Evelyn Romero.
And I rolled an 8, so partial on her.
So so basically, you know what most people know, and by most people, I'm going to say most people in this room, because as you shake her hand is very warm. You pick up the scent of sulfur, and from behind the desk, Una says, "Oh, well, this is certainly a novelty. We got a hunter and a demon going to perform a seance. Right on, right on." And that's where we're ending. That's where we're ending this week.
Yes.
We'll
That's
see.
a good session.
That. Yay! I'm glad.
I love
I can
game.
see like the hunter like taking the little demon's hand, like the her hand, and it's just like there's like you hear like a little sizzlings and like as he touches it.
Absolutely, with all your blessed stuff on you, totally.
And Lily Jose Juan right in the middle, looking back and forth, like, oh, they will be good friends. Yes.
He's like growing a tail out the back at the same time.
This is a meet cute. It's a rom-com, obviously.
Like he's just in the back, just like.
I will protect Jose with my life. My God.
That might just happen. Don't worry about it.
This was
awesome.
Amazing. I love this game so much. I already can't wait for next week.
Heck yeah.
Please check out the links that are coming up in chat now. That includes the Discord, also YouTube. If you miss out on anything, you can head over to YouTube and see everything into playlists. Also, if you would like to get into a game, drop Scrat a DM on Twitter and we'll get you into one of those. Please follow all these wonderful people, because also check out the link of the meme, the character meme, which I'm now mildly in love with. So please check that out as well. Also, a huge thank you to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Maychan Press, who did Dark Matter, and you can also see us run the Fae Folio on this season. The Deck of Many with the Deck of Many Things, and also Humblewood, which was the game before this one. And last but certainly not least, but Hero Forge, where we are doing some more stuff with them very soon, which we are very excited about. Otherwise, thank you, Lauren, for always being a wonderful DM, and thank you to everyone else for doing some awesome roleplay. Keep evoking emotions, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Let's go on a raid, fam. Let's go and raid someone and spread the love around. Copy up the raid cry in chat there and come with us. Let's go and raid. Hey, DC's online. Let's go and raid DC. Do that.